As you know, increasing our region's water supplies remains one of LCRA's top priorities. And I'm so excited and thrilled to share with you all that we're exploring building yet another reservoir to increase water supplies for our fast-growing region. This comes just months after we brought the Arbuckle Reservoir online last October. Now we're going to move quickly forward with a feasibility study to determine if LCRA's property we already own, northwest of Eagle Lake in Colorado County, almost 2,000 acres, would be suitable for a large new water reservoir. The new reservoir potentially could hold between 48,000 and 80,000 acre-feet of water. That would make it larger than the Arbuckle Reservoir and 2 to 3 times the capacity of Lake Austin. The site is near an existing river intake and pump station. The potential new reservoir would add to existing supplies and help meet increasing water supply needs throughout the lower Colorado River Basin. As you know, the lower basin typically receives significantly more rainfall annually than the area around the Highland Lakes northwest of Austin. The potential new reservoir was identified in LCRA's board-approved Water Supply Resource Report as a potential strategy for helping us meet our goal of adding 60,000 acre-feet of water supplies by 2040. It's too early to know some specifics, because first we need to do our due diligence. We need to know how the site best can be used for off-channel storage and the technical, environmental, and permitting constraints. Once we have that information, we'll estimate the cost, look at funding options, and develop a timetable to bring to y'all. I'd like to take a look at a video showing where we can build the potential new reservoir. Pretty cool video. As you know, building a new reservoir takes years, so it's important to start developing new supplies before the demand arrives. Meeting future demands requires a combination of adding new supplies and using supplies we currently have in a thoughtful manner. I'm so grateful to the board for supporting our efforts to add new supplies for our region, and I appreciate the hard work and dedication of the people of LCRA who work so diligently to serve Texas as our region continues to grow. I want to continue my update by recognizing the great work of several of our employees. First, I'd like to thank LCRA transmission employee Royce Arlett and James Hernan, who rushed from a job site in the Buchanan Dam area to help control a fire that threatened a family and their home. On December 9th, Royce, a transmission construction and maintenance crew lead, and James, a transmission equipment operator, spotted heavy smoke as they wrapped up lunch. They rushed to a location and found a mini skid steer engulfed in flames. Royce pulled a fire extinguisher from their work vehicle, then knocked on the nearby home's front door to alert the 2 adults and a child inside to the danger. At the same time, James called 911 and grabbed a hose to start spraying the flames. Because of Royce and James's quick response, the family escaped their house safely, and the fire damage was minimal. Royce said, "I'm just happy we were in the right place at the right time and that we had the equipment we needed and the training. To me, it's something anyone would do, help others out," James added. "I didn't even think about it. I just reacted." Royce and James, if you're here, please stand. Either way, let's thank them for their quick thinking, heroic response, and living out LCRA's vision of focusing on safety. February happens to be the month in which the U.S. recognizes National Burn Awareness Week, with safety experts sharing information about how to reduce preventable burn injuries. As you know, safety is incredibly important to me because we want everyone else ready to go home safe and sound at the end of each workday. Each year, about 40,000 people in our country seek medical treatment for the care of burns. A significant number of burn injuries continue to occur at work. We expect and train our employees to focus on safety in everything they do. That includes adopting practices to prevent burns, staying alert when working near heat sources and high-temperature equipment, and keeping fuel, chemicals, gases, and flammables in approved containers with proper ventilation. Now let me share a few additional stories about LCRA employees demonstrating the Colorado commitment which states, "I will make every LCRA endeavor outstanding." As 2025 wound down, a group of employees from across LCRA was putting the final touches on a years-long collaborative effort to accommodate the implementation of the real-time co-optimization, a major market redesign initiative in ERCOT. Described as the electrical grid operator's most significant market enhancement in a decade and a half, real-time co-optimization went live in December after several years of preparation by wholesale power, regulatory, finance, digital services, and market systems, project management, and other LCRA groups. It was a lot of folks. Randa Stevenson, LCRA's Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of Wholesale Power, described this implementation as a complex, high-stakes effort that touched many parts of the organization. It required deep technical expertise, careful coordination, long hours, and unwavering focus on getting it right. Because of the team's planning, discipline, and collaboration, we successfully completed this transition. ERCOT's aim with the new process is to improve grid efficiencies by simultaneously optimizing energy and ancillary services, or functions that maintain electricity, grid stability, reliability, and security in real time. ERCOT system-wide evaluates the grid's needs every few seconds and dispatches resources accordingly. If you are involved in LCRA's successful effort to implement the transition to real-time co-optimization, please stand to be recognized. Now I want to commend our telecommunications group, which demonstrated the Colorado commitment. We're working with the FBI to support effective communication during the flood response efforts in the Hill Country this past July. On December the 9th, at the Dow Service Center, a group from the FBI presented a certificate of appreciation honoring LCRA telecommunications data analyst Nick Rogers and telecommunications specialist Sean Lang for their work, along with our telecommunications operations control center, to help patch radio communications from one entity to another and add other agencies, radio to LCRA system, so that various responders could effectively communicate. In the wake of flooding tragedy in Central Texas, members of the FBI traveled to the area to assist in search and recovery efforts. Upon arriving, they quickly encountered challenges involved in working with numerous entities over a large area. As FBI personnel spread out from Kerrville and Kerr County east to Canyon Lake and Comal County, they struggled to communicate with first responders from other jurisdictions. To improve that situation, the FBI turned to LCRA's telecommunications group, which helped ensure agents could communicate in these trying conditions and contact various organizations using different radio systems. Success during those recent efforts was a direct result of the relationship with LCRA, with Sean Lang and Nick Rogers and Gil Reed of the San Antonio field office who attended the presentation. Due to their rapid response, San Antonio Evidence Response Team and SWAT teams could assist within 24 hours, Reed said. Communications worked great. Nick and Sean also received the FBI Director's Awards. Thank you to Nick and Sean and all the telecom team who helped their fellow Texans during a tragic and mentally difficult time. Nick and Sean, if you're here, please stand. Now I want to recognize and congratulate Director Willman on being named the Citizen of the Year recently at the annual Llano Chamber of Commerce Community Awards Gala. Governor Greg Abbott appointed Director Willman to the LCRA Board in December 2023 and has been dedicated to the Llano community for many years. He is chairman of the board of Llano National Bank and serves as executive chair of the bank's management committee. He volunteers in the Texas A&M Rural Health Committee for Llano County and in numerous capacities in support of the Rural Hospital Llano. Congratulations on this honor, Director Willman. In closing, I want to share one more story about LCRA employees demonstrating the Colorado commitment. This one describes how our telecommunications group came to the aid of a Central Texas internet provider that may soon be a new LCRA customer. We all know Texas loves their college football. So when Central Texas Telephone Cooperative needed a backup plan to ensure its retail internet customers could watch college football playoff games, this is important, y'all, LCRA Telecommunications jumped into actions. After experiencing several outages using technology from other telecommunication providers, not to say any names, CTTC contacted Guadalupe Valley Telephone Cooperative, an LCRA Telecommunications customer, for possible solutions. That same afternoon, a GVTC representative called LCRA Telecom account manager Gina Dodd to discuss options. When Central Texas Telephone Cooperative's need for internet reliability during the playoff games, once again, this is serious, became apparent, Gina began making calls to the telecom operations team to see if that could be accomplished at short notice. Programmers and field technicians across telecom moved quickly to help. The next day, the day the college football playoff kicked off, network field technician Dylan Petrosky traveled to Goldthwaite to install the gear needed on that end. Meanwhile, network field technician Ruben Canina headed to the Texas One data center in Austin to install gear at the other end of the circuit. This is not easy. A lot of complexity in this. Network system engineer Jason Morgan got to work on the programming. By noon that day, LCRA Telecommunications was ready to hand off the solution to CTTC. Impressed by this quick professional response, they're ready to discuss more telecom solutions with LCRA. Gina, Dylan, Ruben, Jason, anyone else who are involved in these efforts, please stand so we can thank you for your Colorado commitment and for demonstrating our values of taking initiative and focusing on the service. And with that, Mr. Chairman, that concludes my remarks. Thank you all very much.